I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here, let me hold this for you. Fall off.
All right, roll call. Before you.
Councilmember Watkins.
Here.
Councilmember Earl.
Here.
Mayor Reinhardt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Johannes.
Here.
Councilmember McCown.
Present.
Okay, public comments. Rick?
Sure. Short and sweet. We've got our agenda set for 2026. Our budget set for 2026, at least to start, the agenda is to start for 2026. Our 2026 budget will add a little more to our general fund budget, the way we have laid out. So positive general fund results that'll be the third year in a row now. So it's made it fairly easy for the new commissioner when you don't have real tight budget constraints. So, you know, we are hearing other counties around, not too very far from here, that are really under pressure, laying off deputies and really under a lot of financial pressure. So we are kind of blessed at the moment. We are the only county that's growing in population down here in the southern part of the rural areas in southern Michigan. We're the only county the population has grown, or our population has grown the most of any in the last 5 years. So as we're really challenged to try and keep up with that and working on housing and those kind of things too. But we did pass the resolution and forward it onto the DNR to put in a slow no wake zone over on Long Lake, if anybody's interested in that. We are still working on our Vega Road project. We've owned 160 acres out there since 1975. What to do with it is the question. We did have the Michigan State University folks out. They've looked at doing a forestry project on 120 acres of it. So maybe even use it as a teaching lab for students to come down and nothing's been done with it for 50 years out there. So it's, I don't know how much of it's native trees, but it's a little wild woolly out in there. So possibly good for a forestry project. The circuit and district courts are finishing up. They're supposed to be done here in 10 days with both. So we can again use those courtrooms. The only snag is the furniture for, I think it's a circuit court for the defendant's tables, the podium stuff out on the floor. It's not going to be done until February. So Sauter's going to loan us tables and chairs to use until ours are done. They're all equipped with electronics and all that, so their loaners probably won't be, but until he gets the new ones done. So just a minor setback there, being completely done with those. So that's good news too. They're still a little bit under budget and a little bit ahead of the net snag, a little bit ahead of the timeline to get the courtrooms done. We are fully engaged with Western Michigan University, taking care of the autopsies in the county now, with all the funeral directors. The last 5 that I think it was Dr. Davis did for us, he got finished up and back to us. And we saw in the paper there was 5 of them that people were, families were waiting for autopsies, and it was getting quite late in time, and but he did get them finished up late last week. So in case you heard that too, our new administrator Frank Walsh did his performance review and reviewed all the raises for the next 3 years. All the unions are done, and we treated the non-union employees. About half of the county employees are non-union. We treat them the same as we did for the other ones, with the exception of the patrol officers and the command officers. We had to jump up 15 and 20% this 1 year, and then they'll be 3% the next 2 as well. So think of anything else, pretty much just updates. We are still working on our 2026 goals and agenda, and I think that's about it. Tricia, Rezepka will start next Monday at the county, so FYI, so. Before you get a chance to say anything, that's good for the county, bad for you guys, so I apologize for that. But we've lacked a finance department there, they tell me, for a long time. Never actually had a finance department, so she's gonna be really heading that part of it up. So we're of course happy to have her on board to do that for us.
She will do a great job for you.
Yep,
Thank you, Rick.
yep, you bet.
Any other public comments? All right, consent agenda.
Hi, Aaron.
Consent agenda. Questions?
You've got two resolutions on there. One is the PA 152 opt-out, which is for the health insurance, as we still have two employees that are locked into the 10% of their wage, or health insurance contribution they pay for. Everyone else is 20%. Then you are setting your council meeting schedule for the year.
All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, new business. Approve resolution 25-12-20 rental inspection program fees. Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. After reevaluating our revenue and expenditure for the rental property inspection program, the city needs to increase revenue to cover these expenses. The original fees were established when the program started in 2018. Updated rates are necessary to ensure the program's fees and fines cover the costs for our contract with SafeBuilt. Many other communities in Michigan charge similar or higher rates for initial and re-inspection, indicating that we need to look at ours to meet the current market. Increasing a few of the fines, such as the late registration fee and ticket amount, will hopefully serve as more of a effective deterrent against non-compliance with the ordinance. I'm trying to get everyone to comply without being late. The fee structure is a necessary step to better fund the program's operations and secure compliance, ultimately preserving safe and healthy rental housing in the city of Bronson.
Any questions?
The only comment that I would like to make on that is just want to make sure, and I'm sure we looked at this, is I don't think we need to look at this as a revenue generating, right? I mean, as long as everything, the expenses are covered on that, but increasing the fines and the tickets to better adhere to the policies that we have in there, absolutely, I agree with that. I just don't think we want to make it a deterrent, raising things too much to where people don't want to have rental units in the city.
No, and this is basically just gonna cover our expense.
Yes.
It won't cover the administrative time that we put into it, but it'll better cover the safety
And
expenses.
there again, I'm good with that, I just don't want it to be a revenue bearing.
Yeah, we wanted it to be revenue neutral since the beginning.
Okay, good.
Certainly not making money.
Any more questions or comments?
No.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 25-12-20 rental inspection program fees. Or,
All those in favor?
aye.
All those opposed? Okay. B, approve resolution 25-12-21 MNRTF. Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. The city was recently awarded a Michigan DNR Trust Fund grant in the amount of $387,600, which requires an equal local match of $387,600 for a total of $775,000 towards the Bronson Rail Trail project. To formally accept this award, the city must submit the signed project agreement and accompanying resolution to the DNR no later than December 19th. Staff is continuing to work with MDOT on the Transportation Alternatives Program grant that would supplement DNR funding. If awarded, the TAP grant would help fulfill the city's match requirement for the trust fund grant, reducing the city's total obligation to what we think will be under $100,000. This amount can also be funded through either local or major streets, ensuring that the general fund remains unaffected.
Now, at one time, I believe there was talk of a parking lot or something down there by Kiwanis, right? And I don't know, I'm thinking this was closer to like 1.1 million, the whole project. Has something changed on this to where, because if we're only gonna get the 387, right? I mean, we're gonna be on the hook for about 700,000 when it's all said and done, if we don't get this other grant, correct?
Yeah, and then in that case, we really don't want to give the money back because that penalizes you in the future in this grant program. We're pretty confident we're going to get that grant, but if we don't, then we're going to have to scale it way back. Maybe do one portion of it, or maybe just do gravel. We'll have to.
So it's not, we're not tied into a particular plan at this point, it just has to be used for that, and we can deem whatever we're gonna use for that at that point. Where, worst case, we're gonna be out the half of that, correct? Right now, the 387 or whatever?
I would say worst case, we have to give the money back, but we should get the TAP funding that would help cover the match requirements.
Yeah. What we're expecting is to get the TAP funding. We've been working with them for over a year on this, and we're pretty confident we're gonna get it. If not, we can scale the scope back of the plan to reduce it from approximately like $1.2 million project to this, or in theory, we could not accept the grant funding.
Right.
We would want to do that.
And I'm not saying we need to do that, I'm just, for some reason that 1.1, 1.2 was sticking out, and we're now saying that our obligation's $100,000 by the time we get that. But I thought that TAP grant was only right around the same amount. Is that more?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
significantly. Yeah. And that TAP grant pays that match.
Yes,
Supplement it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
But we have a match for the TAP grant.
We got two options.
That's our portion that we have to pay comes in.
So we got options, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Any more questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to adopt 25-12-21.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, approved poverty exemption resolution 25-12-22, Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. Annually, the city needs to adopt poverty tax exemption guidelines for the assessing board of review. The city assessors prepared the resolution in your packet that follows state guidelines and updates the attached or the poverty exemption application in your packet. Those amounts.
Any questions or comments?
No.
Motion?
I'll approve, I make a motion to approve poverty exemption resolution 25-12-22.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, golf cart UTV ordinance discussion. Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. At the November meeting, council heard public comment from the community regarding the golf cart and UTV ordinance. This is on the agenda tonight as a follow-up to those comments and to potentially provide direction to staff on any amendments you may wish to make to the ordinance.
I'd like to say that you were told that the two most dangerous intersections in town were the ones with the stoplights. I did check with Chief Wilbur, and that is not the case. That actually Wayne Street is the most deadly intersection in town. And other than that, it's just about a wash everywhere. I mean, I've seen vehicles on their side of people's driveways. I've seen them right on 12 in the open block. So,
I mean, I think taking a listen to what was said, I don't think we can really argue the fact that, bikes and pedestrians cross anywhere, right? So
Where's some
allowing the golf cart or, you know, the UTV, whatever that is, I don't really have a problem with that crossing anywhere. I don't really have an issue with extending the time. I don't think it needs to be 24 hours. I think you could have it from like 6 AM to 11 PM. That would allow, getting to certain events and from certain events if that's what they want to use it for. But the other thing is by no means or any stretch of the imagination do I think it needs to be anything less than a licensed driver. Even though you go through it, you know, the younger kids go through and they get certified or whatever, I don't believe that they should be allowed to do that at all. So, I mean, if we want to make some sort of concession, again, I'm okay to opening up the hours a little bit more and, the crossing, but keeping it as a licensed driver. Those are just my comments, my thoughts.
Yeah. Do you have some thoughts on this?
I would agree with Matt. I think it still needs to be a licensed driver. Some of the arguments is that, you know, the DNR can certify kids when they're 12 to run on the trails. Well, the trail is different than the road.
Steve, I'm saying you need to be a licensed driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
No, I agree with you.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But some of the arguments is that, well, DNR can, you know, certify a 12-year-old to ride on the trails, but I don't agree with that being on the roadway. I think it still needs to be a licensed driver regardless. So I agree with what you said.
I seen on TV where I think it's St. John's pretty much passed the same as we did. But they were doing 18, where we were doing 16 at an age. But they're pretty much the same. Everything's what I saw on it.
Yeah, I'm okay with crossing anywhere. The time, I would lean more towards 24 hours than to what we have now, but I like your middle ground too. The 6 AM to 11 PM, I think that would be fair.
I mean, we struggle with, right now anyway, with the staffing shortage, you know, with the police and so.
Yeah.
Just if that's something that doesn't need to be monitored, I mean, obviously if you see somebody, you know, we can handle it at that time, but just deter them from doing it during certain hours. I mean, I don't think anybody needs it. We don't need people closing down a bar and trying to drive home at, you know, 2 in the morning on those things. That just doesn't. So.
Yeah.
It would
Golf carts
happen.
driving through people's yards.
It would happen.
Yeah, sidewalk.
It's time for my feelings, and you know they aren't gonna like them. I disagree with doing anything to this ordinance. I think council has spent way too much time because there's a few people that complained. I think that no matter what you do, you're gonna have people complain because, oh, I want to drive it to work at 3 in the morning. I think whatever you do here is gonna be wrong, my opinion.
You're not gonna keep everybody happy.
You-
No matter what change you
If you
make,
don't-
there's always somebody that's not gonna be happy with it.
But
If you're
here's
down
the
to
thing.
2 or 3, that's a win.
I'm with you.
If we're not going to at least, I mean, we entertained the public by having a public hearing. And if we stick with the policy, what kind of message are we giving back to the community?
You
We're just
had,
saying,
what,
We're
3
not
people?
doing it? But still, you
Out
had
of
people
20?
come in,
2,200, we had 3 people.
you had people come in and give their input though. It's no different than we've had on any other topic that we've had a public hearing.
No. I disagree with doing anything. My opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm welcome to it.
So where do we go from here?
Well, we would need to give Brandon direction on what we'd want to do. So we'd have to come up with, if we want to do something, what we want to do, if we don't want to do something, whatever. So,
I agree with Matt. I think we gotta go up to 5 to 11. And I think we just open it up for crossing. And we stick with strictly just licensed drivers.
yeah, I agree with that.
My 2 cents.
So does that make sense?
Yes, I just want to clarify, I think Bill, you had said 5 AM. Is it 5 AM, 6 AM?
I'm open to either. I said
Yeah.
6, but it doesn't matter to me.
Neither too.
I don't care.
Bill, it's up to you.
5 AM. For the people driving to work.
Yep.
I mean, think
5
about
a.m.
it, think about it in the summer. I mean,
Yeah.
in the summertime, you know, by 5 AM, it's already starting to get light outside.
So 5 AM to 11 PM.
You give Steve a 6-hour break for doesn't have to.
They haven't been we've actually have seen more UTVs roaming around than I have golf carts.
And I would have, and I'm not surprised by that now, passed and we allowed that to happen. I would see that more of those would be.
And those haven't been a lot either.
These golf carts not great lane. Back of the guy.
And I mean, the UTVs and the golf carts have to match all the street requirements for a vehicle, so.
So where we're at is 5 AM to 11 PM and then cross anywhere on 12, but not drive on 12. Must be 16 to operate.
Yeah, strictly,
Okay.
no,
License driver.
Licensed driver.
Yeah, 16 licensed driver. Okay.
That's it. Have a driver's
That's
license.
all.
Yeah, there's valid driver's license.
You get a valid driver's license at 16, or don't you have to have so much time after you're 16? Isn't it a full driver's license till you're 18?
Maybe that's why I say.
Yeah, but here's the thing, it's a restricted license.
Yep.
But it's based upon, you can only drive certain hours. So if you are 16 years old, you need to abide by, because you can't drive a vehicle after 10 o'clock at
Right.
night or whatever. So
They go
if
by
you
the
can-
restricted,
Yep.
the
Right.
restrictions on
I
the
think-
license anyway.
I think as long as your license is restricted, I don't think it matters at that point,
Yeah.
because you're
As long
still.
as you're following the rules of your license.
That's correct.
Yep. Yeah.
And the only amount of people can be on it that seatbelts are designed for. You know, so not what I'm saying is, if you've got 4 sets of seatbelts, that's only 4 people can be in it. You can't have somebody standing in the back holding on.
And somebody else hold the baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Safety belts comply with section MCL 257.710A. And that are used as required under section E of that
I
state
I
code.
kind of think that goes without, yeah.
It's just like a car where you
Yeah.
have a seatbelt, you gotta have it on.
I just think that's important.
If it's already in there, I don't think we need to make a mention to it anymore. So,
Then we have our. Thank you.
Alright. Approve engineering agreement with Avon Marsh Compton Street project. Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. The city was recently awarded an MDOT Category B grant for road work on Compton Street from Ruggles Street to Madison Street. The project includes new curb, gutter, reconstructing sidewalk ramps at ADA, crossing points and requirements, and lead service line replacements. The total project cost exclusive of engineering is $398,310. This is a 50% matching grant, so the city will be responsible for half, which amounts to $199,155, plus engineering and lead service line replacement. DPW staff is hoping to have the service line replaced prior to the start of the project, which I believe there's 11
or 13.
13. So in your packet's an agreement with Avon Marsh to serve as the city's engineer. We worked with Avon Marsh to try to manage the engineering costs since it's more of a maintenance project rather than a road construction project. They have proposed a price of $57,500 for engineering. In your packet is the professional services agreement and design and construction phase proposal. Any questions?
Just a question for Joe. How long does it usually take you to upgrade one of the services?
In a day, we can do one a day, pretty confidently. It just depends on if we run into snags or,
How many drugs, how many fibers, how many?
the vac truck's made a big difference. We just haven't been able to figure out that exact difference, because every one of them's different, you know, between where gas line is, what is in the way. So far, two guys have almost mastered our mole, so, I mean, they can set that thing in a hole and it's within 6 inches of where they want it, so. That's eliminating a lot of digging, till you run it through a storm sewer, then you gotta go back and fix stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, one a day confidently.
Okay,
That's just
so
time.
it's not like
It's just the 13 days we need to do it.
when nothing else is happening.
Correct. Ghost town, so we can sign.
Any questions or comments on that?
I think it's a great deal that we got.
I'll make a motion to approve engineering agreement with Abenarch Compton Street Project.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Approved engagement letter, leasehold financial advisors, Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. The city's recently been approached by a cell tower company representing AT&T regarding a new lease. AT&T is seeking to relocate from its current site on the city's old water tower at the LA Darling property. They're proposing to build a new tower on city property. After having had discussions with them, we kind of narrowed in on 422 Mill Street in the northeast corner, or northwest, excuse me. This location is preferred as it preserves ample space for any necessary future wastewater treatment plant expansions. The tower would be approximately 150 to 200 feet tall. The ground footprint would be around 75 feet by 75 feet for their ground equipment. And then there would be the fall radius as well, the height of the tower. To ensure the city secures the most favorable terms and maximizes our long-term revenue, it's recommended that we utilize the services of a cell tower lease expert to help us negotiate favorable terms. The advisor's compensation would be performance-based. Any increase in price would be multiplied by 12 or equal to 1 year of the increased rent amount. If they're able to obtain a sign-on bonus for us, they would receive 50% of that. Right now, the offer is $1,700 per month and no signing bonus. So hiring an advisor would be a great investment to navigate the complex lease terms and secure hopefully long-term additional revenue for the city. So in your packet is an engagement letter with leasehold financial advisors. They provided the city some free advice in the past on different questions regarding lease, and they've been very helpful in the past. So I'm confident working with them.
Questions on that? Comments?
No.
On the motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the leaseholder finance advisor.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Appoint clerk treasurer, Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. City staff interviewed a number of candidates for the clerk treasurer position. Staff selected Penny Merrow George for the role. A successful background and reference check was performed. While the position does report to the city manager, they also serve at the pleasure of the city council and must be appointed by council. She was not able to attend tonight, but she will be starting on December 22nd. So I wanted to have council approve it before her first day.
Questions or comments?
No.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint clerk treasurer.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Approved accounting services, Brandon?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. To help fill the gap before she starts and to help train Penny, new tasks she'd be performing. We've reached out to a couple of different companies that help municipalities with this type of assistance. Both firms can help with performing a number of items as well as helping to train. We've tried to learn as much as we could from Tricia. And we'll be trying to do as many tasks as we can in-house. But it may be necessary to seek some help from either firm, especially since we're in the middle of our audit. Hopefully, we're mostly done with that.
Gentlemen, I ain't gonna have to leave.
So staff is requesting approval of up to $10,000 for as-needed assistance. Obviously, we'll try to keep that number much lower, even if we need it at all.
Any questions?
Any questions, Rick?
No, no questions.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounting services.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, city staff comments. Jerry's not here. Steve?
No real updates, just hope everybody has a good Christmas and New Year's, and sounds like we might actually have winter this year, so who knows what snow will bring. Sounds like it's gonna be cold, so everybody stay warm. Stay off the ice until it's plenty thick, please. There's some brave souls trying to get out there now, so. But, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, but other than that, it's all right.
What about you, Joe?
Wrapped up leaf season just in time.
You missed some apparently.
No, I didn't miss them. It's not in the file when we first went through. No, leaf season went really good. When you see the guys, I mean, they just deserve a real pat on the back. Jake and Michael never got off that leaf machine. They rode that leaf machine the whole season.
Good night.
They really do deserve a pat on the back. They worked hard. I offered for them to drive. They didn't want to drive. They chose Rick. So Jamie did a great job running loads. He almost couldn't get back to us by the time he was emptied. And we were just moving. Other than that, went really good. I'm really sick of the snow already. It's really been tough not having the night officer. So we'll be grateful when that happens. There's nobody to call us in. There's nobody to let us know what the street conditions are. So I've been getting up at 3 o'clock and coming in and checking things out, keeping things rolling. Equipment's holding up, things looking good that way. Other than that, pretty much all I got.
Guess that's all. City manager comments?
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. I just want to let everybody know the Christmas event is happening this Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have a lot of downtown businesses participating, and we have a lot of activities for kids to do. So we're excited about that and hoping that'll be a great event. She's not here, but I want to thank Tricia for her service to the city. She really did a lot to move the city forward, especially with technology. So big thank you to her. And I see Bill Etzler's here. Do you have an update for us on the collection system project or something you wanted to say?
Just a couple of things. The contract was supposed to be completed by now, but due to finding many more deficiencies in the collection system piping, it's taken the contractor much longer to get the project completed. We did end up saving the city a significant amount of money. We found 2 major breaks in the collection system piping that would have required excavation and replacement. And the contractor was able to successfully do those with inlining. The one break, the stream of water that was coming in was about the size of your fist. That Without getting into real detail, that's probably about 200,000 gallons of water a day when that was running full steam. So a very, very significant find in the system. We did have to bring in, there's two ways to do the curing. And again, one's hot water, which is really simple. The other one is steam curing, and because of the water that was coming in, they had to bring equipment in to steam cure it. But we have enough money in the contract through other savings that that shouldn't increase the total contract price. So that's some good news. Secondly, we had to send a letter in to Eagle because both the inlining project and the the pump station projects were under the consent decree required to be completed at the end of this year. And obviously we knew that that was not going to take place. So a letter was sent to the state recently. We have not heard a response. And the reason we had to do that, we had sent in back in June a new proposal for extending, changing times and dates in the consent decree. And to this point, we have not gotten a response from Eagle. And so to make sure that the town or the city remained in compliance, we sent a follow-up letter to them. And hopefully that will get a response from them shortly. But at least we're on record as requesting the extension and the reason behind the extension.
You're pretty cool with that. They're well understanding. You take it.
Well, we can only hope.
Hopefully, huh?
Depending on the mood of the day.
Well, I think the good side for the city is that, you know, you've put a really good faith effort into getting these projects underway. They were delayed by funding more than anything else, not something that was the city's problem. So I would think they would look favorably on the request.
Especially with Jerry's work at the wastewater treatment plant and the fact that the reports going to the state now are so much better.
So much better, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's kind of the proof is in the pudding that, you know, we've done something, we've created something, we're now meeting the goals of the wastewater treatment.
I'd like to add something for Jerry. He did find out that it's a diffuser that goes down and reads the depth of water in our wet well. That was not calibrated correctly, and that's why we were struggling with water backing up in the mains from the plant. When it was reading 2 foot, it was actually 4 foot. So by pulling it down, not trying to cause an airlock and everything in our pumps, he had somebody come in and calibrate that diffuser back to where it's supposed to be so he can actually operate it properly. And that's how we've got the water table down for them to finish this product down on the plant.
Good catch.
You have yourself as a first-class operator. He continues to find things that should have been probably 15 years ago.
He just keeps digging.
Don't want to lose him.
Put a lot in his lap.
And one last thing, thank you for the opportunity with the street project. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Council comments.
No, you know, we got the big grant from the federal government, so that is gonna be huge, so congratulations, Brandon, Patrick, thank you very much for that. You know, you come into these meetings and you see nothing but the grants that, you know, you got the DNR grant, you have the MDOT grant for Common Street. There's just, I hope that the city and the residents actually pay attention, read some of this and are aware that, yeah, even though we're spending some money, they could be a heck of a lot worse for the fact that, you know, if we're paying 25 cents, we're likely, you know, we're getting $1 out of it, right? So kudos to everybody involved in that. That's a very, very big deal, and I can't say enough for that, so.
They're not available for hire.
Other than that, I just wish everybody a happy holiday season and just everybody be safe with the way the weather's turning.
Just again, reiterating that, kudos to the city team. You guys are doing great jobs. Keep it up, you know, just hearing what Jerry's doing at the plant, what you're doing to keep the streets. You know, we found us a great back truck, you know, a lot of things that we were paying big bucks to other people to do. So again, we're saving dollars there. The grants just keep flowing, you guys just keep fighting for them, so just great job. And wishing everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, you know, keep it safe.
Yeah, Patrick, Brandon, you guys are a great team. What you guys accomplished this year, 2025. I'd like to thank you, Lori, because I know you really have been stepping it up and a lot more put in there and trying to keep us rolling until we get somebody else going. It's really appreciated, and it's noticed. It's noticed. You've always been such a trooper in there, and now you're really pulling a lot of the weight. I'd like to say to Smitty's too, for Thanksgiving, they put a lot of meals out for a lot of people that were home, didn't really have anything. I don't know the full number of what they, you know, that, I heard somewhere in the neighborhood of 300, but that's what I heard. And that's a lot of people that were home and didn't have, and Smitty's really steps it up every year. And it's just so great what they're doing. Steve? Or anything more on?
No, basically, we should be hearing something any day.
Yeah, I know it's been rough for you.
Yeah, they finally are actually doing what they should be doing, and we should be hearing any day. Except we've got one going to the academy. We thought we had two, but with an injury, he took her out for this time around. So,
Right, and thank you.
but yeah, things are moving. It's just been a long process.
Really
It's going to take time.
Appreciate all you've been doing, because I know you and Frank have got your hands.
We did have a part-timer work all weekend, so we did have night shifts all weekend this weekend, so that was fortunate.
And I'd like to also say thank you to the county, because several times we've seen a county around town, and they're in patrolling through town or whatever they're doing or sitting.
Yeah, I've been fortunate. They've helped out a lot. So, thankfully, they haven't had a lot of things that they've had to come handle. I think the time of year helps be different if it was midsummer. So I think our time is beneficial for us right now. But yeah, but they definitely have helped out. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we kind of get things full staff back in.
Lean on them.
In many ways, you know. Appreciate that. Guess that's it.
Yeah. Doesn't leave much for me to say other than thanks to everybody for what they do. Really appreciate Steve and Frank, what they're pulling right now, because I know that's probably extra stressful for sure.
Yes.
So, yeah, anytime you work more than you're.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
Yeah. And, yeah, we need to excuse Larry's absence and be,
I don't know, I don't think it's listed.
okay, I didn't know if you
Who's here?
said at the beginning.
Okay,
I
let's get-
didn't know if you needed to or not.
Get mine. Just keep me on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Do I have a motion to adjourn? No, motion to go to closed session?
I'll make a motion to go to closed session.
Right. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Thanks.